The guidance that you receive is telepathic, precognitive, intuitive guidance. That's when you're connected to your higher self. When you're connected to the lower ego self, that's the matrix. The only thing you'll know there is fear, doubt, uncertainty, worry, dread, anger, hatred, all of the low emotional expressions. When you are connected to your higher self, all things being relative, it's pretty much self-explanatory. So when you're connected to your higher self, there's no need for any external entities or intermediary arbitrary, sources, because there's no such thing. When you're connected to the low self, the ordinary self, your ego self, then you always search outside yourself. Because by being connected to that, you're actually stepping outside. And like a little scared lost child, you're looking for something or someone to protect you, to take care of you, to be a buffer against the world, to tell you that it's going to be okay, to continually consoling you and reassuring you that you're awesome and that you're safe. That's what happens when you stay connected to the lower ego self. The whole situation falls back upon the fact that you have to habituate the lower self to become acclimated to remaining connected to the higher self. This way you can merge the two in conscious union. This is alchemy, where consciousness merges with matter. This is how you alchemize the elements, because actually they're all one and the same. They're just vibrating at different frequencies, because everything is source. That's what consciousness is. It's the awareness of all things universal. I refer to it as disembodied vision. I also refer to it as pure amorphous consciousness. When you connect to your higher self, you are now reconnected to the everything of everything. When you're connected to your lower self, you're just connected to materialism, hedonism, egoism, separatism, polarization, duality, dichotomies, the usual culprits. It's no big deal. But you don't receive any downloads. I've said this before. You receive telepathic guidance through the precognitive intuition of your higher self, what is erroneously referred to as the sixth sense of the mind. It's actually the first sense of the soul. That's your intuition. That's when you know you're in an area alone, but you're being watched. That's instinctive fear, which is quite different than instilled fear. When you plug into your lower self, when you plug into the low egotistical self, you will immediately become flooded with instilled fear. That's how they make you paranoid about the world's coming to an end. This is a fake sun. CERN has destroyed the universe, and on and on and on. The firmament is made of glass, and if a rocket cracks, it will all be flooded and drowned to death, and all that ridiculous garbage. And the fictitious biblical characters, God, Jesus, Mother Mary, Satan, the devil, hell, heaven, hell, the angels, all of that, all of those things. It's just fear and paranoia. See, the thing for you to do is to transmute that lower, slower, egotistical self into merging in creative unity, harmonic balance, harmonic convergence with your higher self, the higher truth, which is the real truth, that everything that you see here is not even real. So there's no need or reason for you to take it seriously. It's just a game. It's an exercise. It's a obstacle course, basically. It's an assessment platform. So when you can consciously merge your lower self with your higher self, you'll realize that all of those malevolent transmissions of the program have become nullified and negated, because meditation nullifies malevolence. You don't need to just meditate to connect to your higher self. You could do it through communing or gathering with your higher self. That's your soul, by taking the mind and disconnecting it from the lower self and plugging it in to the soul, and allow that to be the corridor, the passage, the conduit that takes the mind to the higher self. As I've said before, if you see a graphic depiction of a physical brain, invert it. You can see it looks like a fetus. That's the universe giving you a heads up. I don't know how clear it can be. It's pretty self-explanatory. The universe doesn't keep secrets. There's no secrets being kept from you. The only secrets being kept are when you plug into your lower self. They don't want you to know who and what you are for a reason, because then you'll be aware of it. You will awaken those powers from their dormancy and their state of suspended animation. And what you'll wind up doing is you'll make them obsolete and then extinct, and realize that you don't need them and that you never did. So therefore, instead of being dependent on them solely for everything, you'll be reliant on yourself for everything. And they don't want that, because they can't control you if you're not dependent on them. If you're not dependent on them, they can't control you. See, right now, if they wanted to collapse the infrastructure, folks, you'd be up a creek without a paddle, because you don't have natural survival skills. You can't go into the woods and build your own shelter, live off the land, hunt, fish, you know, start a fire every night and all that stuff. You don't have the natural survival skills anymore. They went long time ago. That's why you have a cell phone. You press the Gorilla Glass and food magically appears on your doorstep. This is all done by design. You see how everything's getting easier and easier for you? It's packaged in such a way, oh, don't worry about it, we'll just keep making it easier. You're being pushed to obsolescence and then to the brink of extinction. Because that's what they have slated for humanity, by the way, if you haven't figured it out. Why do you think AI is here now? They're basically telling you, don't worry about it, humans. You don't have to do the work. Let AI do it for you. AI will write your book and your thesis, and AI will build your website and do all the HTML code, and AI will do this and that. So what is it that you're actually doing? What is it that you're actually doing? What is it that, why is it that all of these things are being made so that your life is so much easier to give you time to do what? Stay on TikTok all day and dumb yourself down? You can't even spell words correctly? You don't even know how to enunciate English anymore or have any proper elocution of clear, concise, colloquial English? You don't even know what the word inflection means? Really, that's where this is headed. You know, dumbing down of the world, making things easier and easier and easier and easier where you don't have to leave your house, aka a prison cell. I hope you're catching on. Back in my day, the streets were littered with kids. People come home from work, take a shower, have their dinner, go outside, everybody will be talking, families. Just hundreds of people will be outside. Kids all over the place on their bikes, you know, making memories, enjoying life. Doing something called enjoying actual reality. I know that's frightening. Woo! God forbid you should actually go outside and look at nature. But the truth is, that's what happens when you're plugged into the lower self. That's all they're going to offer you, the same experiences. When you're plugged into your higher self, you're plugged into a natural, biological, organic element that is the unity of all things consciousness. Consciousness is the everything that goes on forever in every direction. That's it. It's not complex. But again, these are just my connections to what I feel they are and what I know they are, because I can't say that this is the universal truth, because it's not. Everything I say on my channel, as far as my own personal journey, it's just that. It's just my own personal experience that I'm expressing to the outside world. That's all it is. It's not to be construed as the absolute truth. It never was. It never will be, because there's no such a thing. But anyway, you have a blessed day, and work on disconnecting from the lower self, transmuting that connection into merging in creative unity and harmonic balance with your higher self. This is the bridge upon which consciousness merges with matter, the rainbow bridge. That's what alchemy is all about. You are an esoteric, supernatural, divine alchemist, capable of manifesting greatness and miracles anytime, anywhere. It's just that you have not been trained or motivated to realize that power. But hopefully now, through these videos, you are. Peace.